I started this channel to show real-time planting through harvest. I had no idea the world was going to change right after the first of the year. Now, what was a calming hobby might actually be very important. We hope this thing clears up shortly, but it may last a while. Here's some good advice to grow at home if you don't have very much space.
If you don't have a compost pile, there are several varieties of soils that you can buy at the big box stores that are just fine for small containers. Thing with the container or raised bed, you want to have plenty of drainage. Fill your container 3/4 full with the good rich soil, either commercially produced or in this case, stuff God made.
Some of the things that do very well in containers up close to the house are lettuce, basil, parsley, beetroot, sweet potatoes. You can eat the leaves of the sweet potatoes, you can eat the leaves of the beets and not hurt the plant at all while they're growing. Today I have 3 examples of things that we currently do at our house. I've also have some other suggestions. Cool thing about beets, you can take the tops off of a beet, saute them up, boil the beets. The little piece that you normally cut off and throw away, you sit in the top of a coffee can lid on a paper towel with a little water, and the leaves keep growing, and you can keep harvesting those.
That's our basil that we pinched off right before it froze. Now, with the basil, everywhere there's a node, it's got hormones, make it either leaf or root. See, makes another leaf. The goal here today is to clean these up and make these into 2 separate plants for the garden. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off where it branched, because that's the best part there. Cut it right at the node. Peel the leaves off there. Second node, peel the leaves off. See where it's branching? It'll be just fine. You put that in water, and that'll root. Then we'll put that in a pot. Now this guy is stronger. To root these, some people say put toothpicks in them, support them up. I just dropped it in the glass and put some water in it, and it did just fine. Now some of these already have roots on them, some of them don't. To take them off, you just grab it down low and break it free. And that's that. There you go. Let's see what we're going to get. I'm going to take these back in the house, put them on the windowsill. A few years ago, found a little mix like this. It sure makes spring come on a whole lot faster. There are no other seeds in it, so if you start with potting soil, you don't need to mulch. If you're going to use other soils where you're not 100% sure what kind of seeds may be in that soil, it's a good idea to mulch around your plants as soon as you plant them. There's drainage in the bottom of this. Don't let it dry out. And make sure you have plenty of drainage. We like to eat lettuce out of the garden as quick as we can, and this gives us a little head start. Just like planting any other thing out of a container, dig a hole, knock it out, set it in, make sure you got good soil all the way around. You want your mulch kind of small in a container. If you've been watching the garden, you notice I have some pretty good big pieces. Just lift the leaves up and gently add some mulch around. This definitely helps retain the moisture. You want to plant something like beans or cucumbers or even cantaloupe. You could put a trellis beside it or inside of it and train those up. Tomatoes, if it was a determinate size where it's not going to get too big, and you have a cage over it, that would work just fine. So there are many different vegetables you can grow successfully in a container garden. If you don't have a lot of space, I suggest you try it. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.